phenomena and non-human intelligence and all the weird stuff that is going on in our reality, including this prediction by Chris Bledsoe of what's supposed to happen on Easter when the red star of Regulus falls under the gaze of the Sphinx and humanity is supposed to awaken to a new
awakening.
enlightenment and understanding.
Good morning, awakening.
What we're talking about tonight is deeply involved in exactly that process. Right up front, I have to give a stark warning that everything that we're about to talk about, if you've never heard this before, if you're unfamiliar with this type of unraveling of reality, it is going to upend and undo your sense of physical reality, who you think you are, and everything that's going on in your life. It can be extremely disorienting when you begin to go through your day and look around and consider things at a much deeper level as to what's actually happening. So before we get into this video, consider yourself warned. There is a connection between
Consider yourself warned.
and the myths of ancient history. The
Carl
clues
the
are scattered across the
Krishner.
landscape from a forbidden past, maybe even in your own backyard. There is a connection
Thank you,
between
Carl,
the true
for this
nature
video,
of our
brother.
reality, consciousness,
It is really
and the
good.
unexplained. I'm Carl the Crusher. Let's explore the unknown.
He's good, guys. He's good. Oh, he's got a
Before we
good
get too far into
Patreon.
this, I want to cover a few of the fundamentals. I'm going to be saying the word consciousness a lot. If you want to do some kind of a drinking game where you take a shot or whatever.
Yeah,
every
shot.
time I say the word consciousness, I'm sure I'm going to be saying it hundreds of times over the course of this video. But there is a big difference between what consciousness actually is and what people assume it is or think that it is. Most people have this understanding that consciousness is just the thought processes that you're having in your head. And that is not what consciousness is. The thinking of thoughts and the mental conversation that you have with yourself in your mind, the mental chatter that you sit there and you talk to yourself throughout the day, is just a small aspect of consciousness and what consciousness actually is and what it's doing and who you really are. When you go throughout your day, you are thinking thoughts in your mind.
Good
Most
morning, my
often,
friend.
Most likely, those conversations that you have in your mind are talking to yourself, and 99% of the time, it's going to be in the same language that was.
I do talk myself in English sometimes, guys. That happens with me.
Child, and your parents taught you the alphabet, and they taught you the language in order to read and write and how to communicate with other people. So for me, when I am thinking to myself and I'm daydreaming and I'm having a conversation in my own mind, that is happening in English. But when you stop and consider it, you have to realize and admit that all of that thinking and the thought processes in that language of English that you're having in your mind is something that was taught to you and put in there as a layer of the matrix that keeps you in a sort of default mode of reality. So that when you go to the grocery store and you see all the product labels, you see the billboards and the advertisements, you hear music come on the radio, your consciousness is sort of hijacked by that default mode, and you begin to have a lot of mental conversation where you're all day just talking to yourself. A lot of times this is considered attention deficit disorder, ADHD, or all kinds of mental illness where you sit and have conversations with yourself
Some
and
coffee.
disagreements with yourself. Should I do this? Should I do that? I don't know.
Some
and you
coffee,
have these
guys.
Conversations in your mind. And
There's
that is
coffee here.
always
Sorry.
language that was taught to you when you were a child. Before you were
Damn
taught
it.
that language, your consciousness
Sorry,
as
guys.
a child was more true to reality and more open and free than it ever has been since that time. So when I'm talking about consciousness, I'm not talking about the mental chatter and the conversation that you're having with yourself throughout the day. When you sit there in your mind and you're thinking thoughts, and it's in a language that was taught to you by the public school system and by your parents, and when you read books and all of that stuff, that is a very low level of conscious awareness that is like the baseline or the default mode.
Connecting the
Keeps you
dots.
in the matrix of reality at only one certain level of perception and awareness. When I talk about consciousness, I'm talking about something much more eternal, more infinite, and more vastly connected to the entirety of the whole universe than you possibly could imagine. I'm talking about the consciousness that exists outside of that mental chatter and the thinking of thoughts in your head. The consciousness that I'm referring to exists as a field and a frequency of energy that permeates all reality, that it goes and extends beyond
Damn, this is difficult to imagine, guys.
Normally, when you think about reality, you think about everything in a linear timeline. You think about the past, the present moment, and the future. And that concept of linear time is also sort of like a layer of a matrix that humanity is currently trapped in. It is like a veil over our understanding, where when you think about the past, you conjure up these memories in your mind, and you replay these memories and these images, and you have conversations about them in that language that you were taught by your parents, and that occupies your mind, and you think about the past from where you are right now. When you try to fathom things like time travel, and you think about traveling into the past or into past timelines and dimensions or moments, all you can really do is think about it in your mind from where you're at right now. And when you think about the future, it's exactly the same. All you can do is imagine it in your mind, and you can pretend and try to visualize what it will be.
Good
like
morning.
And all of that is actually happening as a phenomenon in consciousness where you're at right now. But when you think about the present moment and what right now actually is, as soon as right now happens, it's like it comes from the future and then immediately disappears into the past. This current moment, immediately as soon as it's over, disappears into the past, which doesn't actually exist. It's not actually a real place. It's not anywhere in actual space-time.
Weird,
About
guys.
the future, that's not actually a physical place that you can go to either. All you can do is think about it from where you're at right now. And the present moment is here and then gone so quickly that it's like it doesn't even exist. So our entire concept of this linear timeline, like we came from the past, this whole story of our life and everything that led up to this present moment, and when we think about where we're going in the future and what's going to happen to us in the future, we think that that is our life. And we tell ourselves in our mind that that's who we are and that's the story of our life. But the past isn't really a place that you can go unless you think about it in consciousness. The future isn't actually a place that you can go and visit unless you conjure it up in your psyche within your consciousness. And the present moment doesn't actually exist, because the moment that it's here, it's immediately gone into the past as well. And so this whole concept of linear time is
the present is always moving, guys.
Actually real. This idea that we came from the past and we're going into the future.
So it is interesting, guys. This association.
Infinite presence, consciousness that exists as a field of energy that projects itself into this concept of the past or this concept of the future, or becomes self-aware of where we are right now in the present moment. And where we are right now in the here and now is all there actually is. But how much can we actually trust that? Everything that we think of as actual reality,
Joa
actually
was just seeing your video, just posted.
Of consciousness that has
How are you, my sister?
multiple layers of
John P loves ya. You know that, my sister.
Low frequencies to very high frequencies. And within that spectrum
Oh, Joe, I
exists
was reading
our
your
spectrum
message
of
in
reality.
Portuguese.
We
Oh my
think
gosh, that's so
as
weird.
physical reality. There's a certain frequency that exists within your visual spectrum
Thank you,
that you
Joe.
can
It's
see,
really
that
nice
you can
summer
hear,
here. Not
you can
summer, but
experience with
spring.
touch as
Let
the
me show you
physical
the
environment.
outside.
But that
Oh
is
my
just
gosh.
one thin layer that is all
Beautiful.
actually made of conscious awareness. And when I talk about consciousness
Yes,
and this
exactly.
entire infinite
Whatever we
spectrum,
think
that
has to be
includes your
good,
entire
or
sense
else
of self.
you will be
I already
stuck
talked about
in
how
the
you have
past,
thoughts in your mind
in the
and how
negatives,
consciousness is
or in
actually
the where you
an
don't
infinite
like.
spectrum that extends far beyond that. But your body itself also has its own sense of consciousness. Your body is doing everything on its own with autonomous functions, and all of the cells of your body, the organs in your body, your brain, your heart, your liver, your mitochondria, your white blood cells, all the aspects of your body, and even how you move your hands when you gesture, how you form your lips and your tongue in order to speak, all of that happens with your body's own consciousness that is happening outside of your conscious awareness and control of the thinking of thoughts in your mind. So while you have this consciousness that exists as the psyche in the mind that you think of as your thoughts and your personality and the things that you think about in your mind all day, your body is like
Joa, my
you
sister.
possess a second set
Seb,
of
what's
consciousness
up?
at the exact same time as your psyche. So you are already becoming aware that your
Thank you,
consciousness
Joa.
is
Joa,
as
every day I wake
differential
up and
and
I
multifaceted thing.
go to
You
my
are not
YouTube
just
and I see
one
if there's any
consciousness,
good
but an
videos,
entire field and
and
spectrum of consciousness
I'm
that
still not
not
well
all of us
awake,
in
and I hear
control and
them.
are not
I
always
listen to
aware
them.
of. When you look out into
And then
physical reality and you
when
see the objects
I
around you in your
finally
environment,
get out of
let's say
bed,
take
like
for a
I
moment that
awake
you're out
really,
in nature and you're looking at the
I'm like,
mountains and at the
what
peaks
the
of the
hell was
mountain
he
and
talking
observe your
about? And I'm
phone,
like, okay,
and
let's
you
do a
look
show.
up at that mountain and you look at the river and you look up at the
but
sky,
I've saw this already.
everything that you are perceiving is appearing within your
Look, I
witness
do
and
not believe
consciousness.
blindly what he's
All
saying,
exists
but
as a manifestation of what we call the observer effect. A
he is
conscious
good,
agent, a
okay?
conscious being has to be there in order to
He's
perceive it
learning
and to understand it in order for that
with the
entire
people
realm
who
of
are
reality to
in the
appear
know,
within and
kinda.
in order for it to exist. So as you
But
look
at the
out
end
at
of
the
the day,
mountains
he's just
and you
trying to
look
help
at the
out
river,
and,
it is actually your
continue his
consciousness that
investigations.
is proceeding outside of itself to see and manifest the river as it flows and to understand it within the mind. When you look up at the mountains and your eyes perceive that the mountains are there and you can fathom it and understanding it, the mountains are appearing within your conscious awareness and perceptions. The mountains are consciousness. The river is made of consciousness. The sky and the clouds and the sun and everything that exists that we consider reality is all consciousness. It is all made of consciousness. And someone that is the conscious witness
Yes,
and
Joa.
server has to
I
be
do
there in
hope
order to
that that
understand
works,
it,
Joa,
to
because
care about it, to perceive it, and to think about it in order for it to even exist and
when
be
you only know the
real. And
positive,
as
it's
we
hard to
all,
go
as
negative. You know what I
individuals,
mean?
have our consciousness and go throughout our life and we perceive reality and we create that observer effect into the infinite waveform of reality, everything embodies that consciousness and appears within the
How are
collective
you, my sister
consciousness as a
Joa?
whole. The earth itself is a conscious being. As you look at a rock on the ground and you sit and you comprehend it and you give that rock attention, that rock is made of consciousness. It is a living consciousness because you are there witnessing it and observing it in order for it to manifest into reality. Now, you can explore all of the science behind all of this, but everything that I just said is an actual fact. They're proving this through quantum entanglement, through the double slit experiment, and through the gateway
Monkey, good
process and
morning.
everything that they teach at the Monroe Institute. If you
Bless
want to
my
read more
sister.
about that, you should definitely get a book called Stalking the Wild Pendulum. and it's a book written by Itzhak Bentov. And he talks about how, as consciousness embodies different waveforms of awareness from your own mind and
So,
psyche
Joa, things are
to your
getting better
body
over
to
here.
the field of perception outside
I have
yourself,
to tell you,
that
sister,
consciousness then inhabits and creates and
but I
manifests
will I will
the
update you,
environment
my
and
sister,
the dimensional realm that you
as
actually
things
live in.
go on. But things
Essentially,
seems to
without getting
be
too weird and mystical about this,
we're
the
seeming to
universe
go
is
eye to eye.
basically like a
So
giant
it's going
egg,
better now.
and that egg is flowing with potential and with life, and all of it is existing
I
within
want to
conscious
remind that
awareness.
this is not a
As you look out
competition.
and look up at the stars,
This
you
is
look up at the
live.
sky, you see the mountains, you see the river, you
Life
pick
is
up a
not a
rock behind
competition,
your vehicle.
guys.
Everything in
Remember.
reality has to appear within the observer effect of a conscious witness in order for it to manifest into reality. And what we consider physical reality, when you touch the rock,
Thank you,
when you pick up the
Joa.
rock and you see it, you decide to throw it in the river,
Red
all
Bull
of that is
Princess, my
happening
sister.
as an appearance that is occurring as a
Hope you have a
witness
wonderful day,
within
my sister.
consciousness itself. And everything is
Big hugs to the
therefore
family.
made of consciousness. The sun is consciousness, the stars are made of consciousness, the planets in our solar system, all the laws of
My
physics
wife just
are
called
all
me a while
operating within
ago,
the observer
and
effect,
she was
the
gonna have
witness
lunch.
of consciousness. Now, I know that a lot of this
So it's
sounds like a lot of
1:30
woo
already
and a lot of
here.
different science fiction that I'm discussing, or like it's some kind of
I'm
weird
eating a
mystical
banana
principle, but it starts to
and
make
I'm having
sense when you
coffee.
consider what ancient people used to understand. When you look at any ancient custom or culture, you're going to see civilizations of people that would go out and actually worship the sun as though it was a conscious
Look, the
living being.
pagans, they
Or
used to
you would
worship
worship the
the
moon as
sun,
though it was a
remember?
conscious living being. The Native American
We
people
still do
used
that
to
here,
speak
guys.
of Mother Earth
I
as
think.
though it was the gods. Everything around them
I
in
don't know
their
if you know,
environment,
but
whether it was the river, the mountain, the rocks, the canyons, they
we were
all
a very
embodied
pagan
this sense
country
of consciousness
long time
and
ago.
life that they understood and respected as living consciousness that was not separate from themselves. Oftentimes, when you go and visit ancient sacred sites, you will see that ancient civilizations, and a lot of times even modern current cultures and different belief systems, they will do offerings and worship and offer prayer to actual Mother Nature, to the mountain itself. They deify the mountain, they deify the rocks, they might worship the sun and give it different symbols or different names. And this is all a projection that these objects and our entire sense of reality is a living thing. It's all consciousness. Now, certain cultures went to different extremes and they would make sacrifices, do different kinds of rituals, and they would idolize different aspects of nature as though it was actually deified into a living being, because they understood this principle that as you give your awareness and your
Joe, I don't
consciousness
know
and
if you
your
know, but
intention
Carl, he was a
into an
Mormon
object, an
before, and
inanimate object, into a
he
rock,
stepped
into a
out of it.
mountain or an ancient canyon, they believed that it actually possessed a part of their consciousness, and it was
Look,
a living
his
being.
theory, I'm
It
not
was a
entirely
part of their
sure,
deified gods, and they felt like they could communicate
but
directly
it's starting to
with the
reveal what
gods
he
outside
thinks.
of themselves by doing this thing. But what has happened over time is that organized religions and organized cultures have taken this concept and sort of inverted it or
I
corrupted it
think this
to
was
their
like
own
a
advantage,
society
where they
thing,
would
you
say
know, like
your only access to this phenomena and
it's
this
hard to
understanding
to
is by
to
coming to
pinpoint
our church,
exactly
by worshiping at this
where
altar,
have
by
they
giving offerings in
gone
order to the way that we told you to do it. And the
maybe
only
a
way
bit
that you
more
can access
egocentrical,
this
I don't know.
phenomena is if you come into our organization and do things the way that we tell you to do it. And this sort of concept of corrupting this belief system, of focusing your intentions, is another layer of that controlled matrix that the
Joe,
type of
remember,
humanity
I'm
is
not
not
saying I
trapped in.
trust
It's
this
like a
guy,
more
okay,
behind a veil of
completely.
understanding where
It's
people
just
are
a
actually
theory.
going to
We're
church
trying to
in
see
order
if
to
it
worship, in order to
does
pray to
connect.
deities gods that they believe are outside of themselves
I
and
think
they're not just
he's doing like a
unique in
study
nature
about maybe the
itself,
Roman
as
gods and
everything is
Greek
conscious
gods
and
and things like
everything
that.
is a living being with conscious awareness, and that you are the conscious witness that are giving your intentions, your time, and your understanding to all of this. They like to invert this and take
Oh yeah.
control of your perceptions
Do not
so that
do
you sort
do
of
do
slip behind the
everybody
veil
needs to have
and you
their own.
continue on this path where you're
I
always
do think that
asking for things, needing things, you're praying for things, you're begging,
even
like,
if we all
please
go
help me
different
with this, I
directions
need this, or whatever, and it sort of takes the
of
entire process
culture,
of manifestation and the principles
even
of
maybe
consciousness and
religion,
manifestation, and
I
it
think
flips
there
it
is
upside down and sort
um,
of turns you into a beggar,
an
always
area
lacking and needing things that you don't
that
have, when
we
the truth is that
predict.
consciousness is everything.
And I'm not
Consciousness is
sure that
in all things and through
sometimes when
all
we
things, and it
predict,
is all things.
we
This entire
do
concept
miss
that
some
God
links. I don't
is
know.
somewhere
That's
up in
a little
outer
bit of what I
space
think
or in this
maybe.
alternate dimension looking down on us completely creates a sense of separation
One thing
between ourselves
I'm
and the
starting to
idea and
become
the reality
very
that consciousness
conscious
is an
about is
infinite
that
field that extends through all things and beyond space-time and is
when you
always ever present
change,
within
like
yourself already.
when
So
you
what has
destroy
happened to our
nature
civilization now
to
is we have
create
fallen basically into
like
a
an area
default mode
for
of awareness,
humans to live,
what I've been calling the matrix, and
that
it's
is
for years
kind of
so far.
evolution, you know.
We
We need the
experience a
area, the
baseline
space,
of reality that is like a
but there
default
has to
mode,
be.
a safety
Roger,
mode
did I
of
miss you,
awareness
brother?
where we only see a very thin
I didn't
spectrum
miss
of
you.
reality.
I don't
There
think
is an
so.
author of a book called The Case Against Reality,
John
and
P
he's a
loves you,
mathematician
Roger.
and a scientist called Dr. Donald Hoffman. And he wrote
Roger,
this book
don't
called The
worry,
Case
brother, about
Against
the
Reality,
notification.
where he ran the statistics of human consciousness in reality to try to
Roger, do I
see
have
what
to
are the
put your
odds
music for
that
you
what
not to
we are
leave?
experiencing as insane reality is actually the truth. And when he
I'll
ran
get the
this experiment
rooster.
multiple times, the answer always came out the same. The odds that the reality that
Thank you
exists
for
as
being
we
here, my
perceive it
brother.
is actually the truth, the odds of
Just
that being the case
don't get
are
me
always
worried when you're
zero.
not here.
So we have fallen into this state of mind and an awareness as a humanity to where what we are seeing
Guys,
with our
I do
eyes, what we
notice
hear with our
your
ears, and what we
absence
experience
when you're not
as
here,
physical
brothers
reality
and
is
sisters.
not the truth.
But
It is not actual
I'm not
reality. We have
how'd you
fallen
say
into a baseline default
like
mode where we are just procedurally
I'm not
generating
gonna beg
reality
for your
as
time,
we
my
look at it,
friends,
and we think that
because
it's
time
coming
is
from
precious, and
outside
we
into our brain
if we
via
have
a
free
bunch of
time, it's
processes
good.
in
But
the
if we
brain
don't have free
are
time,
then
it's
showing us the truth.
don't
And
worry
that is
because
actually not the
I
case at
miss a
all.
lot of
The
stuff,
actual truth
and I
is
have to
that
say sorry
everything
sometimes to some people
manifests instantly
who
based
want
on
me
your
to be there,
intentions and
but
your
I will be
belief.
there
And
if
in
not
science,
today,
they call
tomorrow.
this the observer effect. What that means is once you get this field of vision,
Okay,
it's
you can tell
actually
Susie, but not Mama
automatic
Bear Claw.
that your consciousness turns and perceives it and decides what's there. And what always appears within your reality is
I'm
always
gonna
based
show you
on
the
your
outside
beliefs.
very soon, my
And
friend.
your
It's
beliefs
like
have been
Sunday. It's
suppressed
really good.
down by organized religion and the
I
teachings that
almost
you
want
got
to
in
go
public
and do
school
gardening,
and
you
the
know?
things that you've learned that you consider your life story.
I may
And
actually
you're
do some
only
gardening
going to
today.
perceive a default mode of reality, a very
Let me
basic
just see
level
what's
of a
for
reality
lunch.
that is absolutely not the truth of what's actually going on. Now, a lot of people think that you can sort of
Roger, how is your
skip
family,
all of this
brother?
and jump outside of the matrix by experimenting with
I was
psychedelic
thinking
drugs.
that you were
And to a
maybe
certain extent, I agree
getting
with this. There
some
are
things done
many
with the
therapeutic
family.
benefits to psilocybin and to different types of pharmacology that I think could be very beneficial as therapies.
So
But
bless you,
what
my
these
brother.
typically
I'm
do,
really thankful
if you
that you
take
do that.
DMT or psilocybin, a lot of
I would
people
have
have
I
this
did do quite a
understanding, this
lot
false
for my
impression
family,
that
I
what it's
think.
doing is awakening
But
all these
of course, I
parts of
could
your
have done
mind and
more,
lifting the
always
veil.
done more.
But what it's
I did
actually
want to do
doing, and what the
more.
science actually shows when they hook up
Actually, I did
EEGs to
want
the
to do
brain
more,
and they
but
study what's
it
happening in the brain,
it just
it's
didn't.
actually turning
I have a
off
lot of kids,
different
guys, and
default modes
my
and
time
programming in the brain
is
and
not is
allowing
a little bit
consciousness
scarce, you
to
know.
experience reality in a more free way. And I'm not saying this to promote the use of psychedelic drugs, definitely not for recreational use, but it can give you a
Joe, a
glimpse
big
into
hugs, my
the
sister.
hijacking
Hope to see you
into the
soon.
experience
Can't
and the
wait to see your
understanding that
next
what you
video
think of as
and listen
normal
to your
reality
beautiful
in
music.
day-to-day life is actually not
John P
what's
loves
going
you, my
on.
sister.
Psychedelic
See you
drugs
soon.
can give people
Ooga
sort of a
booga.
glimpse that you are actually part of a multiversal experience and that you are an interdimensional being and that your consciousness is
Hello,
not
Ooga
just stuck
booga.
in your
Okay, I have
brain.
to answer
You're
this call.
smart
I'll be
and
back in a
there
minute.
are not. We live in a very controlled
Sorry,
reality.
guys.
This goes down to everything that you
Ooga
see
booga, what's up?
on television and movies, everything that
Ooga,
you're getting
connect with
every single day,
everybody.
the way that science is allowed to be taught, and the fact
If
that
you
the
want, if
secret
you
of
don't want, don't
consciousness
worry.
and reality has been ultimately suppressed by the intelligence community.
Just you're safe.
Throughout
You
this
won't be
video is
blocked.
the big secret behind where UFOs are
Not
coming
by
from,
anyone else.
where
By me, you
9/11
won't.
is from, and how they can hide right alongside of us, and that we cannot be aware of what's really going on, and how that can all be a phenomenon that is very real and
Joe,
parallel
my
to our
sister, hope
version
to
of
see you
humanity,
soon. And
and
I'll see
people
you
keep
at our brother,
going to it.
Carlos.
Matrix. And
Thank
these
you, my sister.
intelligence
You're
agencies
amazing.
know
Thank you
this.
for
They know
supporting
that the
my brother,
fabric of
Carlos.
reality
That
operates
warms my
based on
heart,
the
you know
observer
that.
effect,
Always.
and it's controlled by our propaganda and our limited belief systems. They know that humanity is not their physical
So I have
body.
to get my
They
kids in
know that human consciousness is
2 hours.
something that is not just neurons talking to themselves inside your
They
brain.
they
They
came out
understand
earlier.
that all of us
So
have
it will
this
be good. I
innate
can walk
potential
today,
to
guys. I can go
awaken
and get them
to the
walking. It's
true
not raining.
reality and to
Can't
experience
wait actually to
this
do some hiking.
Kundalini awakening, this epiphany where you look around your reality and you realize that
I have some
everything
calls to make as
is
well.
made of the observer effect, of consciousness. Everything throughout the universe and our entire concept of reality is living consciousness. And that is one of the biggest secrets that they don't want to get out and that they are actively trying to weaponize. If they can control human consciousness, then they can control reality. They can control linear time. They can control people's perceptions of what they believe to be true or not true, where they think UFOs are coming from, and they're going to even control where you believe you're going to go when you die. And that entire spectrum of reality is a story that they want to be the ones to narrate. The last thing they want is for you and me and
This is an important part, Roger. What he's saying now.
to realize that we are the masters of our own universe, and through our own beliefs and through our own positive
So, Roger,
intentions,
I
through our
saw
own
this morning,
unconditional love for
and
all
when we were
things, and
here, I
realizing
was like,
that the rocks around us,
why,
the earth beneath our feet, the
if
sun,
there's
the
so much
sky, the
information
mountains that we go out and
about,
see, and the flowing rivers,
reality,
all of that
why
is a
is
lie.
still the
It's
wars
all
happening
a
and people
consciousness.
dying and
It's this
stuff? You know what I
interconnected
mean?
lattice and this web of a collective
One of
consciousness
my
that all
theories
exists
is
as a unity, as a harmony. It's essentially like an
it
orchestra
is a bit
playing
it's
this beautiful
far-fetched, guys,
serendipitous
okay? You're
music.
not gonna
And the
believe,
last thing
maybe
they
it's
want
not
you
very
to do
believable.
is to wake up
What
and to
if
realize that that's who you really are. Once you realize that you're
the
actually not
army,
your physical body, but you are an interdimensional being, you will realize that the dreams
when
that you
they
have at
send the
night
army to
are
go
suddenly
fight,
a lot more meaningful. Like
what if
images
they
that you have
tell
in your
them,
head and that thought
look, do
process where you
not
talk to
worry,
yourself in your mind all day.
that
When you
this is
suddenly
not,
learn
they
how to
tell them the
become the
truth
master
before they
of
go
your
to
own
war.
domain
I'm
and
not
you
sure
gain
about that, but it could be
sovereignty over your
an
own consciousness,
explanation.
then suddenly
They would
you become like
explain,
the Jedi in
they would
Star
say,
Wars. You tap into the actual
look, when you go to
fabric of
war, if you
reality
pass
and how the
away, you
information
will
of the
get
universe and your ability to understand and to
opportunity to
know all
go
things
to heaven in a way, you know, kind
small
of.
things, you begin
Because
to pick
that's
up
what
on
happens
these things, and usually
with the
they're these
Muslim
thoughts or
world, guys, with
understandings
with
realize
the
is something
Quran,
that is innate deep within
is they
yourself
say that
already.
if you
Another
die
aspect of this phenomenon that these
dignified, you
intelligence
will have
agencies would
the
like to keep a
nine
secret
virgins,
is that
whatever, you know.
non-human
In our
intelligence
religion, they say
also
you will go
exists
to
down
heaven
below.
and you will
We were
have
talking
whatever
about the
you wish
mountains,
for.
the sky, the sun, the rocks, and the river, but
So
we are
I don't know,
surrounded by
guys.
a
It is
universe that
a
is on an
theory,
infinite spectrum of living
but if you
beings.
think
We're
about it, it
talking
does
about the
link up with
animals,
other
the birds,
religions,
the
other
non-human
theories of other
entities. These
religions,
are
and
intelligences that exist right
it's weird.
alongside of us, outside
It's
of our
interesting to
physical
say the least.
reality, that are also piloting these UFOs. There are other beings throughout the universe on an infinite spectrum of reality that already know
Bob,
this secret. They already know how reality works. This is how this phenomena of how are
Bob,
UFOs able to travel faster than the speed of light or time
come
travel,
on,
and how
Bob.
come the
Be a
aliens
good
all seem
Bob.
to pilot their crafts using mind control, and how come every time people have abduction experiences or they encounter these
Bob, come on. Just
extraterrestrials
tell me
that
how
are
are you? How is
experiencing
life
everything
going
that
over
we would
there in that
associate
on your
aliens
part of the
experiencing
world,
today. That's
so
because
we can
everything is
at
made of
least,
consciousness, and
connect
non-human intelligence
back,
entities and other beings that
even if you're
exist
not who I
alongside
think
of
you
us
are.
already know this. Non-human
We
intelligence
can
in multiple varieties
have a
that sound
relationship
very
here.
similar to us
You
as
know,
humans
we can have
are
a
all
relationship
around
here
us and exist right alongside of us.
on my
And
channel.
where
It's a
they are
safe
hiding
channel. You know
is
that.
just outside of our thin layer of the visual spectrum and our physical awareness in this veil of the matrix that has been put into our civilization and
I don't
into
know.
our
Just tell
minds.
me
It has
how
been
is your
called the
health,
matrix in the
and
default mode,
how
and it's
are
like a
how
veil
is
of
your family
understanding
doing
that
over
makes them
there?
invisible to us. One of the things that these intelligence agencies are very
You don't
concerned
have to
about
tell me
is
what's
the fact
happening
that,
with our friends
wow, if
from
other
across the
beings that are
pond.
smarter than us have figured this out already, then how do we know that they're not projecting an image of reality and consciousness
I've
into us
been to our
already, like we're
friend's
in some kind
channel,
of a nursery school or a
the
zoo?
one which
Maybe
is
our
similar to our
consciousness is
brother
being
from,
grown like a farm, or we are some sort of like an
I don't
experiment
know where
where
Wally's from.
non-human
I forgot.
intelligence has sort of put us in this
Lord, what's up?
fake reality, and we've been evolved to only see reality at a certain level. And now we're beginning to wake up
Yeah,
to
but
this and
everything's going
understand
better
this,
here.
and they consider that
But
a dangerous
I've
thing.
been needing
I'll
to
let you
talk
decide whether or not you
with
think
that
that other
asshole
intelligence or
that I'm thinking
extraterrestrials
about right now.
are negative in the sense that they are
But
controlling our
you
sense
have
of
to understand
perception
that
or
my other
knowledge,
brother,
obviously
he's
are
recovering, and I don't want
better,
to
and they're actually here
make
to
him sad.
inspire us and to awaken us in order to understand the true nature of
But I
reality
haven't
and not
closed the door to
project
my
it.
brother from the
I'm
north.
personally in that second camp, where every experience that I've had with what we call psionic contact, where I go outside and
As
I get
long
an
as he behaves
invitation
better and he
to invite
doesn't
UFOs to
get
appear
the
in
information
different
from us.
locations in order to get out-of-body travel, to explore the astral
Okay, I didn't
plane and
mean
all
that.
that,
What I meant
and
is,
I've
as long
encountered what I
as you
consider
don't
non-human beings, it has
put
always
us
been a
against
very
each other, because
enlightening,
we are
a very
all
awakening, and an inspiring
trying to help
experience
each
for me
other.
that has
Okay.
expanded my consciousness, my perception
Daisy
of
May, love you,
reality, and honestly,
sister.
my entire understanding
Do you know
of what
Bob?
I'm talking about in this video right now. I personally believe, and what I have learned over the course of
Okay,
this
Daisy May, you
adventure,
deserve
we
your
are
music.
all
Okay, we're gonna put your
interdimensional
music when
beings,
this ends.
and we are on a cosmic
How
adventure
are you, my
of
sister?
awakening for
I
our
was at your show
experience
last night,
within the
but I
multiverse,
was just
and that we choose
lurking.
our own adventure, and that we are evolving
Daisy, do you
to
know I'm
awaken
completely
to
hooked on your
understanding of
music?
who we actually are, and that this reality and the way that we perceive it and that we think that it is
Completely
isn't
hooked.
all that it is. I believe that we are in a time of great awakening, and while we see all these
Sorry,
dark
guys.
things coming out in the news, in the Epstein files, and we're looking around at the corruption in reality, and the
Adrian,
organized religion, and the
big
fake
hugs, my
newses,
brother.
and the wars and the violence, I see consciousness and awareness
Daisy
pushing
May,
our
I know
human
your weather over
consciousness
there is
and
good.
beginning to awaken us into understanding
I just have
that
that
we can
feeling
actually
today
manifest our
that
own
the weather
reality
over there
and
is really
create a
nice.
new consciousness network, a new collective consciousness, where as the observers of our own reality,
So yeah, the weather is
through
gonna start
unconditional
becoming
love,
good.
we can raise that vibration to a
I'm
higher
gonna have
level
to,
where
if
we can have
everything
peace
goes as
on earth,
planned,
this new
I may have
awakening,
to
and we
ask
can
for a loan
explore
to
the
pay
universe,
the house.
and we can
Bat, love you,
go
my
to
sister.
spaceships and go to other
Big
planets.
hugs, you
And
know
most
who?
importantly, we can do that
Wally.
by expanding our own witness and
Um,
consciousness
so
out
yeah,
there
that's probably
into our
what's gonna
environment
happen.
and between one another through our
But you know,
relationships,
guys, I
through
really, I am
understanding who
really,
we are as conscious beings. The
how
most
can I
basic and
say it? I'm
fundamental way that
really,
you can start to do this is by
I kind of feel
essentially start
dependent
learning
on this house. It's
meditation.
kind of strange.
Meditation is way different than just praying like they teach you in organized religion. There's
Do
no
you know
right
that
or wrong
feeling,
way to
guys,
do
that you say,
meditation. It is
I may
essentially
try and
simply
think
about
myself
exploring
living
an
somewhere else, but
illusion, going into the witness of your own self,
there's
paying
something
attention to those
inside me
thought
that is
processes,
telling me
that
to
mental
do
chatter that's going on,
whatever I
the
can to
quiet
stay
places
here.
in between your thoughts when you're not thinking
I don't
thoughts
know,
of
guys.
negative at
I
all.
think I just
Paying
imagine
attention to
myself
your feelings and the consciousness of
dying
your
on this
body,
house,
being
like my
self-aware
parents.
of
It's
your
very
observer
strange,
and
but
paying
it is
attention to
my
your
feeling,
breath
guys.
and the consciousness
I
of the
just
earth
feel that
and
I
the
have
mountains
to
and the whole
be here
universe, tapping
till
into
the
this
end.
greater field of infinite
It's very
universal
strange.
consciousness that is the source of
It's
all
almost
things in our
a
reality. Once you
non-fearful
begin to do
feeling, you
that,
know. It's almost
that
like a,
natural opening of consciousness within yourself will open up like a
I don't know.
flower, and you'll begin to experience reality in a
It
completely
shouldn't
new
be
way.
like that
This
because we
includes
are
things
all
like we talked
very
about out of body
flexible
traveling,
organisms, you
astral
know. Human
projection,
beings, we
remote
should
viewing, all of these
have the
mystical things that
strength
you hear
to
about and you
be
read about
wherever we
other people
want.
telling stories about, like it's
But I don't know.
involving
I
non
just
human
don't feel
intelligence,
strong
seeing
enough
UFOs, having experiences
to be
with the
somewhere
paranormal.
else. I don't know.
All of these are
I
aspects
don't know.
of
It's
who we
weird.
really are,
Oh, bless,
and
Batty.
connecting and realizing
I
that
hope
the
it gets
universe
better over
is
there.
alive and everything is made of consciousness. So that's my message to you, and my challenge to you
Real
also is to
Dave.
be unafraid of who you are, to begin the process of awakening your consciousness to reality so that you can essentially accept the default mode and the matrix that we're in, and then with unconditional
Very
love
important message over
transcend
here.
your own intentions and awareness and consciousness outside of that, to be unafraid of the unexpected encounters or visitors that you might have, and to explore all of that, to gain knowledge and wisdom and new insight to who you are and what your actual potential is.
Dave, about
So that's my
reality.
entire message for this video. Hopefully it gave you some new insight and a new way of perceiving reality. If you like this video, please share it with other
Reality,
people
brother.
and help spread the awakening and the awareness that we all deserve.
Okay, let's put some musics here. I'm gonna put the first music is gonna be for my sister Daisy May because I'm hooked on her music. John P loves you, my sister. How are you, BJs, my brother? Good to see you, BJs. Always, my brother, you know that. I don't have to send you a message, brother, to you for you to know that you're my brother, right? Yeah.
Little Daisy May, dust on her shoes from the old red road. Following a butterfly through a crooked silver gate of gold. Moss on the trees, laughing flowers call her name. Every step she takes, world getting softer, never the same.
Yes, it's our light hippo for the kids.
Kindness grow where footsteps
For their room.
Daisy May in the enchanted wonderland, turning fear into golden sand.
Peggy, good morning.
Can't stand.
Raymond.
Daisy May, Daisy May,
Big hugs to you and Norma, my brother.
lead the band. Lying in the thorns,
Okay, it's not this one, it's this one. Sorry, guys. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Ah, there it is.
dust on her shoes from the old red road.
So I didn't know that Shelly's son plays the saxophone as well, and I was watching him last night. Shelly, he's really good.
Flowers coronate.
Bless my sister. You're a beautiful teacher, Shelly.
Getting softer, never the same. Daisy May in the enchanted wonderland, walking slow with an open hand. Every creature feel her grace, they understand. Kindness grow where her footsteps land. Daisy May in the enchanted wonderland.
So I wanted to say a big thanks and a special happy birthday to my sister,
Can't stand.
Daisy May.
Daisy May.
Lead the band.
Lying in the thorns, roaring loud 'cause his heart feels small. Daisy, look him in the eye, say you're still a king, stand tall. A river run wild, trying hard to pull her down. She sings a simple song, water turning calm all around. Daisy May in the enchanted wonderland, walking slow with an open hand. Every creature feel her grace, they understand. Kindness grow where her footsteps land. Daisy May in the enchanted wonderland, turning fear into golden sand. She just smiles and the dark can't stand. Daisy
May.
Daisy May.
Lead the band. Da-na-na-na-na.
Mountain and stone. Oh yeah. One gentle touch make a strange.
Glenn, good morning, brother.
Every little heart she meet on the way. Carry a spark till the night look like day. Daisy May in the enchanted wonderland, walking slow with an open hand. Every creature feel her grace, they understand. Kindness grow where her footsteps land.
Okay, let's see what we got here, guys. I do feel like doing a... Okay, we're gonna do this one. Wait.
Daisy May.
Lead the band. Good to see you, my brother, Glenn. Okay, I wanted to get it right. Wait a second. Okay, let's start with this one. Okay, guys, so the story we're gonna do today, the UFO story. Oh my gosh, it's a saucer one. Through. She smiles like she already knows. Says love's been waiting for you. Norma's shining aura. Raymond. Standing by her side. They show the power of faith, how it carries us through the night. Time, sorry. Shining aura. Raymond lifted every heart. They bless us, teach us, lead Thank you, Roger. Heal the broken parts. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's try and get this case done in half an hour. Raymond opens that old scripture. Read slow so the meaning sinks in. This case is huge, guys. We may have to start it today and then tomorrow we'll finish it, okay? Hold strong, let the healing begin. Norma's shining aura. It's called The Two Flying Humanoids. This happened at night at the end of the summer. It was a beautiful, clear night with no clouds at all. The witnesses were traveling by car. Um, Sorry, guys, I'm hearing some noise here. It's a tablet, but I don't know where it is. So these witnesses, they were driving the car in the thermals of Saint Lorenzo, here in Portugal, near Bragança, the north of Portugal. They were at 1 kilometer of the crossing to reach this last locality. At this time, the driver, called Sergio Lisboa, notices a hum coming from the outside of his car. Moments later, he notices, together with the other witnesses, on the appearing of a big, shining clarão. It's like electrical, when the electrical shines a lot, like a thunder. Like they saw like a small thunder dislocating over their right side, coming on the opposite side of their pathway. This observation is made through the front glass and the side glass of the car, the windows, sorry. Looking through the rear mirror, the driver continues to follow the dislocation of this big thunder, small thunder, until a few seconds later, he stops the car to go and try and observe with his eyes, okay? He comes out of the car to see better. The luminous object that dislocates from south to north disappears, meanwhile, from the visual of the witness, only lasting this small time of observation. It lasted about half a minute since the hearing the hum until the disappearing of the luminous object. The hum was characterized as being strong, sorry, grave and agudo y grave. It was like a short, strong hum, increasing in intensity like a dynamo, like it was a dynamo. During this first observation, the car was at a velocity of 40 kilometers per hour. The luminous object was identified, was defined like an ellipse composed of a plate turned over the other one, being on the superior plate a sort of a transparent visor or window, glass window, that emitted an intermittent red light. This luminosity was with no reflection and no brilliancy of the red color. It was very clear and very beautiful through the words of the witnesses that weren't able to identify with some tonality known. Beautiful music. Oh my gosh. The referred glass visor was like transparent and irradiated that light with no exterior light beam. It was meanwhile enough so that the rest of the structure of the object would be visible. The coloration of the rest of the UFO was close to the color of clear aluminium, nor brilliant nor chromed. Real Dave! The dimensions of the object were calculated in about 2 meters of length by 1 meter height, evaluated at a distance of a few miles by the witnesses that could not precise their real size. Relatively to the visor, it would have about 70 centimeters of height on its highest middle part. The altitude of the evolution of the object would be about 300 to 500 meters. For the witness Sergio Lisboa, the UFO would have attracted the UFO would have been attracted by the light beams of the car, not having verified at this phase any abnormalities on the working of the car, nor the effects on the occupants. Please connect, my friends, if you haven't. The dimensions of the object were... Okay, I've done this, sorry. On the other side, the wife of the driver that was on the right side of the car had equally the opportunity of observing a circumference, a red circumference. The fact that called her attention and her sister that was traveling on the seat of the back and also on the right side. Maybe by effect of surprise, he would want to identify with the train the luminous object that, when alerted to the same by her husband, the witness, Maria Filomena, confessed that she wanted to get rid of the UFO to the first witness, like she wanted to take the attentions of the others. Meanwhile, the insolent character of the observation. The wife of Mr. Sergio would refuse, meanwhile, any identification of the object observed with the lights of airplanes or trains, even if during the travel they have crossed with the line on the way of they crossed the train line of the Tua. Contrary to her husband, she does not remember hearing any noise coming from the exterior of the car. Big. Real Dave. Connect is subscribe to each other. The journey of the three occupants started on the locality of Mornin in the council of Carraziada d'Anciães. It passed to be the conclusion of a very normal end of week in the house of the parents of the witness. Sorry, in the house of the parents of the wife of Mr. Sergio. All of the occupants find in normal conditions, having the journey happened with no incidents until the observation of the referred luminous object. Usually, they do identical pathway at that time, being that Mr. Sergio is a perfect knower of the area in virtue of his professional activity of a traveler. A strange cylinder on the center of the road. This one is for Roger. The journey was going had gone meanwhile until the time that in a certain locality of Alijar, okay, I'm gonna have to show you the map, okay, so you can have a little bit more perception of what's happening, okay, guys? So let me go down, okay, and I'll use my, let me see if I have a little pen. Kentucky! Country road! Lucky! I love these American musics. Cowboy music. Okay. Let me use my little pen, guys. Can you see? This is my teacher pen. I can show you everything on my board. On my hippo love board, okay? So this is the answer over here. Okay, let's do it, guys. So, where are we? Here we are. Oh, this is interesting, guys. So, I'm gonna show you first. So, here is where the UFO was seen in flight, crossing their pathway, okay? Perception of the hum 3 kilometers before the observation of the humanoids. We haven't reached the humanoids. So they were traveling here apparently. Here the UFO crossed their pathway and the UFO saw their spotlights of the car. Carlos, love you brother. Terry, thank you for joining us. Dave, don't worry, brother. We all comedians here. I'm a very good comedian. Then they traveled up. Here they heard the hum. And then they saw the humanoids 3 kilometers later, okay? This is Alijó, Fiulau, Pópulo, Bragança, Mursa, Porto, River Douro. This is the UFO river, guys, that I talked to you about. This river goes to where that story of my friend that saw the UFOs. So they do follow the river, guys, for traveling. Okay, so let's continue the story. Please connect with my brother Carlos, everybody, and Terry. John P. loves you, my friends. Oh, I love this music now. Mama Bear, we love you, my sister. Hope the doctor's appointment went well. Here we go. Let me use the pen here for me. So they were continuing their travel about here, okay? After they heard the noise, 3 kilometers till they see the humanoids, okay? We're gonna get to the humanoids. So the driver of the vehicle started to feel difficulties on the car wasn't driving as good. So the car started to fail a little bit. The fact that the state of the road did not justify completely parallel to that difficulty on the motor functioning. This is a detail felt by all of the occupants. Now they felt the same hum already heard before manifested again. This time it was characterized by a rhythm, cadência ritmada. I don't know what this means. Cadência, Carlos. I don't know what this means. It was characterized by a rhythmic hum, okay? And soon it disappeared suddenly, being observed. This one being observed. This one being observed with a luminous object on the proximities. UFOs, brother. This is in the north of Portugal, a little bit interior. After 4 or 5 kilometers on the way to Vila Real, the spotlights of the car, that meanwhile the car had come back to its normal functioning. Oh, beautiful, guys. You're gonna love this one now. Let me see. I think this is here. Okay, this is what happened, okay? Can you see this image? He's driving and he notices on the left side of the road Sorry, he noticed on the middle of the road something that looks like a cigar, but bigger. Okay, and then immediately on the right, he sees two guys in astronaut suits, kind of, with a little bit of antenna going up. That's crazy, guys. Love toys! My sister, what's up? John P loves ya. Everybody connect with my sister. Love our toy pops. And my sister Sue from the Bud Files. We love you, my sisters. Thank you for stopping by. Norma! John P loves you, my sister. Thank you for stopping by. Everyone, please connect with my sister Norma Raymond. Love Toys, Bud Files, Terry, Carlos. Okay, let's continue. So he finds on the middle of the road something that looks like a bullet, following the definitions of the witnesses. The strange cylindrical object presented a green color, very brilliant, that even the spotlights of the car made green brilliancy appear even more. It did not present, however, a phosphorescent aspect. It was an object like a pen with 4 or 5 centimeters of length and 2 centimeters of thickness. The first exclamation of the witness, Sergio, suggested that it was a bullet of some sort of weapon. The observation of the little objects is starting to be made by 100 to 150 meters. So the guy is quite far away and he already sees something on the middle of the road because it's very shining, okay? Because of its brilliancy, green. At this moment, the car, the car that kilometers before had become affected at the same time as the hums were being heard. It was at about this time at about 30-40 kilometers per hour in front of the sort of bullet that Mr. Sergio started to reduce the velocity of the car until 15 to 20 kilometers per hour. He thought of the idea that it was something explosive and the driver wanted to avoid touching with the tires on the referred object. So he kind of got to the side of the road. Interesting. I'm just reading. Wait a second. So basically, I think he was going to pass over this object, so he wouldn't have to pass over it, okay? Between the apparition of the first luminous object and the cylindrical object on the road, there had been about 1 hour and a half of driving. Okay? Um, Later, he notices two strange figures on the side. So, simultaneously to the observation of the bullet, the driver is attracted by two luminous red dots visible on his left side, just after the end of the road, when there's that little hole on the sides of the road for the water to drain. So, right at the left, as you can see on this image, the witnesses start visualizing these two lying down with people, whatever. They were lying down on their back. They were lying down on their back on the referred space of the side of the road, and they were turned towards the road. These they would be at about 2 meters from the car, and a few meters So yeah, basically the driver was a little bit on a impasse because he didn't want to go to the middle because it was too close to the two individuals, the shadows, because they at first he saw it was shadows, and with two red dots. So these individuals, they're wrapped on a suit adapted to the body with no zip ties visible, or with a color of metal, of lead, very clear and brilliant, that gave them the idea that it was a malleable suit. The humanoids had about 1.5 meters height and used a sort of a spherical helmet with a rectangular visor at the height of their eyes. These and other details, physiognomical, could not be observed given the short time of this situation, okay? Meanwhile, on the left, on the area of their chin, the witnesses would have seen a sort of net that they could not give any details. On the extremities of the superior arms, they wore a sort of gloves. Meanwhile, on the feet, they were involved with something also similar to gloves that did not permit details about the eventual fingers in any of the members. Only it was referred by the witnesses that the extremity of the inferior members would be a little disproportionate in relation to the body. From one side and on the posterior part of the helmet, or the part of the suit that made sometimes of this one. The witnesses saw an antenna with about half a meter of height on the visible part implanted perpendicular to the body of the humanoids, that they were lying on the side of the road. On the top of this antenna, there was the referred red light that called the attention of the witnesses immediately after the detection of the cylindrical object. Okay, let's find another music. Beautiful. I'm really enjoying the case now, guys. We're gonna have to end maybe in about half an hour. Okay, so let's remember that the car was passing at about 2 meters of the two individuals. They hear some guttural noises produced by these entities that look like a gargling, like something like that. Maybe like the Disclosure Day. Very quickly, these gargling noises. The audition would precede the movement. Okay. Okay, let me just go back. The audition would precede the movement, followed by part of the entities that were lying down on the side of the road. This scared the witness Maria Filomena. She Okay, so this the wife of the driver got scared with these by these noises and the lights. So she wanted to reduce the spotlights of the car. That idea. So I think she I'm not understanding this very a bit confusing. Wait a second, guys. Stop. Okay, so basically, this is to try to explain that this lady was very altered, and she would become confused in what she should do in that situation. So she wanted to reduce the lights so the tensions wouldn't be to her, to the car where she was on the back, apparently. At the moment that the car is gonna pass on the cylindrical objects, the occupants hear that gargling and guttural noise, immediately followed by a movement of elevation from the ground made by the two figures. So they stood up. So this movement is made with a certain inclination in relation horizontal, but a rigid position, just like a plank board, following the witnesses. and without moving any articulation of the body. This ascension, extremely rapid, coincides with the turning off of the lights of the two antennas of the entities. The witnesses also noted a presence of a sort of a backpack, relatively small, on the back of the humanoids. So they found were wearing a little backpack. This last detail is only perceptible on the final phase of the observation, thanks to the inclination of these entities on their ascension from the ground. The trajectory observed is limited to the visible space through which the glasses of the car, supposing the witnesses of the strange beings would have continued their elevation over the car on the vertical of this one. We think denouncing the fact to the authorities. Ending this short but surprising observation, the occupants of the car did not have any preoccupation other than getting to their continuing their traveling to their homes. Okay, so they did not stop. I'm not sure if I would stop as well, my friends. Dolly, love you, my sister. Dolly, let's choose which one you want, okay? By the way, on their following their road path on the car, the three witnesses confessed that they wanted to forget the incidents, and they said this particular Maria Filomena was trying to convince herself and the others that what they saw was just a motorized motorcycle, okay? Love you, my sister face. What's up? Thank you for stopping by. Good morning, brother. Jonas, what's up? Uga, what's up? Thank you for stopping by, my friends. Okay, so let me see where I am. We're almost finishing, okay, guys? Oh my god, Dolly, beautiful music. Dolly. Dolly. Okay, the rest of the path until the city of Villarreal. They didn't talk much other than trying to interpret what happened. The witnesses confessed that they were shaken what they observed. Interrogated inseparately, the witness Maria, the sister of his wife, of Sergio, would confirm the details referred by the couple, um, referring the details of the humanoids on the side of the road. Um, the details, mostly, we talked mostly about them. It is important to note that the witness it says something, wait. It is note that this witness, the girl, the sister of the wife, is not in good relations with the others. I don't know why, but being this way, that their her witness is very valued in function of credibility. When it's about the posterior effects on the level of physiology, it is not verified in any of the intervenients, none of the secondary effects. It is to mention only on the visible reduction of the capacity of the car when they heard the humming noise by the second time. When they got to Villarreal, the driver stopped the car next to a petrol station, having thought to spend the night there or denounce the case to the authorities. This last hypothesis was refused given the rest of the occupants the rest of the occupants refused to denounce the case on the authorities. So they went to the city of Porto, where they were still scared with the sequence of observations. Final characteristics of the observation. Face! OMG, it's Face! Hello from Portugal to my Swedish friends. Here we go. All of the region where the sequence of observations occurs happens on the Council of Carraseda de Anciães, as much as Alijó. The first one is characterized by the abundance of historical ruins and prehistorical marmot dolmens and rupestral paints. So it's like the same paintings in Arizona by the indigenous here in Portugal on the interior. It's called Foscoa, guys, and I will be going there with my family, guys. Actually, yesterday I was talking with a friend that he went there and he brought some 2,000-year-old Roman roof tiles and a little bit of a vase. It was beautiful, man, guys. So I will show you. Yankee Kyle. The real Dave. Maybe after lunch I can have a little bit. Curiously, near the area of where these witnesses observed the first object, luminous object, there is the archaeological station of Caixão da Rapa, where there are represented some rupestral paintings with controversial significance. The referred paintings are inscribed on the surface of a big rock that confines with a line on the way of the path of the iron of Douro. The referred archaeological station situates a little more than 2 kilometers going up the river Tua on the council of Carraseda d'Anciães. This, oh my god, I'm gonna have to go to this area as well, guys. Damn. Oh, these UFO magazines, they're gold, guys. On these paintings and big slabs of rock that some sources say that there is an origin immemorial, that they call it the room of the letters, the room of the living room of the letters, that would give passage to a big cave, while in which the intruders would suffer by the invisible hand. Oh my gosh, guys, we're gonna have to continue this tomorrow, okay? They would suffer by the invisible hand on this said living room of the letters, where there would be a big cave still near the village of Carraseda d'Anciães. So Carraseda d'Anciães is where we're gonna visit soon, okay, guys? When we're maybe for my birthday, I don't know, we'll see. It is also to register the existence of mines and iron and another metal mines, having still on the time of the King Don John V, Don John V, the king, there was a big intense exploration of mines of gold on the same area, guys. So we do have gold mines here, guys, in Carraseda d'Anciães. And guys, we are going there. I may not have a big metal detector, but I'll take my pinpointer, and if there's any surface gold, I will find it for you and for me. There are several courses of water rivers on the region. One of them goes down to the river Tua and distinguishes itself by the richness of sulfur. On there is also an area. Okay, we're gonna, I think we're gonna end here, guys. Wait a second. Okay, guys, we can finish the case, actually. Let's finish the case. So there's some rivers over there, richness of sulfur. on the route of where the car, where these occupants saw the phenomenon, we found a little town called Somamed de Somamed de Ribeiras. Okay. Uh, Wait a second. Somamed. Somamed de Ribatua. A mine of wolframium. This wolframium, I don't know if you know, guys, but we did mine a lot of wolframium, and it was used on the Second World War by the Germans, and that's why Portugal was kind of neutral, because that's why they didn't attack us, the Germans, because we were kind of neutral, and we had a lot of wolframium that they needed. And not only that, we had some military vehicles as well, and so we could help them make the the bullets and stuff like that. So there's a lot of wolframium on that area. Equally, on the area of Alijó, there is so there is also an area on the top of a little mound where there is an airstrip at 6 kilometers from there. As a last reference, that it's supposed to situate very close to the area of the observation of the two humanoids. To the light. There is also in Mursa a wolframium and iron mine. Under the point of view archaeological, the area has something of interest, the ruins of a castro, supposedly Lusitanius, that mean an origin very old of the referred little town. It is also to refer that on the Council of Alijó, there also localized other castros that was studied and implanted in the area of Saint Fins, about 10 kilometers of the populace. Okay, so there is a lot of history on this area, okay, guys? Previous civilizations, even possibly Roman, very likely Roman, okay? So they do associate a little bit with that, my friends, okay? So my friends, that's it, the case for today, okay? Hope you enjoyed. I did enjoy it very much. I was missing, guys, these UFO cases. Bairro Alto is in Lisbon, on the capital. Real Dave, I don't know if you want to be there anymore, brother, because Lisbon is kind of lost already, brother. The big cities, Daves, they are completely lost already, man, because they're so crowded that you cannot it's not fun anymore, unless, hello Alma, unless you go there not in the summer, because if you go in the summer and spring, it will be so many people that it's a nuisance. It's look, I've stopped traveling because of that, because I don't want to be traveling and full of people, like lines everywhere. MVP, my brother. Everybody connect with my brother MVP. Oh, please connect with everybody. So I don't know. The north is still all right, but guys, you go to the city of Porto and Gaia, and it's full of people. Always full of people, guys. And I do love people, guys, but tourists is not the most fun if you're living on that area. Actually, I don't mind the tourists, but if it's lines everywhere, I don't go to touristic areas anymore. Real Dave, are you joking? There is a lot of shopping carts here. I told you, in the rivers, the people go crazy, okay? They throw a lot of things, like the electric trolleys, they throw them in the rivers. It is a bit crazy, but the rest of Europe is the same, okay? Okay, so guys, I'm gonna have to go, okay? I have to go and have lunch, and then I'm gonna have to, Okay, wait a second. Well, you can stay with me a little bit longer, okay? I'm just gonna have to go, okay? Just get my lunch quickly. Glacier, my brother. Oh, so sorry, Alma, my sister. Big prayer for you. Hello, Sandra. Please connect, everybody. Leave a comment. So sorry, my sister, for the breakup. I understand how that feels, my sister. Glacier, what rib? Oh my gosh, Alma, I'm so sorry. Oh, MVP, so sorry, brother. Um, oh, MVP, my brother. Brother, I've had a problem with my ribs as well. Jeez, brother, you fell those rocks, man. Yeah, you didn't think it was that bad, right? MVP, the other day, I was, I know, brother, it hurts when you breathe, right? I had a rib problem. It lasted me 2 weeks and it was caused by, overwork. And I tell you guys, I was only comfortable in bed with ice. That was the only way I could be. Yes, you fractured a rib, brother. Near the heart. Oh my God, my brother. Everyone, please send a big prayer to my brother MVP and my sister Alma that we just met today. MVP, my brother, I don't know. Look, I know that ribs, they do tend to fix by themselves. Am I right? Alma, very good, very good. Love that one. Okay, so MVP, because the rib fracture is inside, you could maybe put some aloe vera cream on the outside, very softly around. But the best exercises, MVP, is breathing exercises, okay? And do not try and raise your arm very much. Because you want to help improve the healing. How? By improving the blood circulation, by the breathing, maybe a hot pack. Maybe not yet. Maybe just let it heal right now, okay? Just let it go and put the patches. Try and find a good position to lie. And if you can walk, try to walk on that position. But slowly go and try to go to the area that it hurts without getting too much pain, okay? Just try and going there every day. Try improving a little bit your movement on that side, okay? Without any pain. I did notice that when I massaged my ribs and the muscles around it, it did help a little bit. But I didn't fracture, okay? Okay, Alma, I'm from the North Portugal. And I don't know, I've been doing lives maybe a couple of years. Maybe two. I do not remember when, Alma. Actually, I can go to my first live and see when it was. But I've had YouTube since 2007. Okay? Okay, I want to hear the music of Daisy May now. I do like to rock climb, but I do understand that if you fall with just a little rock over your rib, it can crack, guys.
Moss on the tree, like the flowers calling.
You
Every
want to know what
step
I'm
you
eating,
take,
guys?
the world getting softer.
Leftover lasagna from last night.
Daisy made the enchanted
It tastes really
wonderland,
good,
walking
guys.
slow with an open hand. Every creature feel her grace, they understand.
Ba-na-na-na-na.
Kindness grow where her
I'm gonna have
footsteps
to go
land.
very soon, guys.
Daisy made the enchanted wonderland, turning fear
In a
into
few minutes,
golden sand.
in
She
half an
just
hour, I have to
smiles
get
and
my
the dark
kids.
can't stand. Daisy made,
Yes,
Daisy made,
because
lead the
your
band.
bones decalcify. And BP, it wouldn't be a bad idea to every spring take a box of minerals and calcium.
Daisy, look him in the eye, say you're still a king, stand tall. River run wild, try
Everybody
hard to
connect with
pull
my
her
sister
down.
Alma. She needs 50
Sing a
subscribers.
simple song, water
Okay?
turning calm all around.
Alma the Fun.
Enchanted wonderland, walking slow with an open hand. Every creature feel her grace, they understand. Kindness grow where
MVP,
her
things you
footsteps
can do when
land.
you're fishing to
Daisy made
protect
the
yourself.
enchanted wonderland,
You
turning
can
fear
get
into
those
golden sand.
padded
She just smiles and the dark can't stand.
sweatshirts.
Daisy made, Daisy made,
Maybe put some protections, the knee protections so you can fall on your knees. Maybe some elbow protections so you can put your elbows out without having to hurt
in the storm.
your uh, your
A
your
gentle
ribs.
touch, make a stranger feel
But
whole.
brother,
Every little
the best
voice
advice is
calling,
do not go back to rocky
Daisy
places
may carry a
because small
sparkle
rocks and big
high,
rocks is a bad mix.
look like day.
81, my sister.
Daisy made the enchanted wonderland, walking slow with an open hand. Every creature feel her grace, they
Oh, bless my sister
understand.
Alma. Love to paint. Please connect with my sister Alma.
Daisy made the enchanted wonderland, turning fear into golden sand. She just smiles and the dark can't stand. Daisy made,
Okay, so Alma, listen to this advice of my brother. Lead the band. So Daisy May is just live right now, so please go there and show her some love because we're gonna have to go, okay?
tall, a river run wild, trying hard to pull her down. She sings a simple song, water turning calm all around. Daisy made the enchanted wonderland, walking slow with an
My friends,
open hand.
let's help my
Every
sister
creature
Alma
feel
get to
her
the 50
grace,
to
they
go live.
understand.
Ba-na-na-na-na.
Kindness grow where her footsteps land. Daisy made the enchanted wonderland, turning fear into golden sand. She just smiles and the dark can't stand. Daisy made, Daisy
See
made,
May.
lead the band. And word of love, move mountain and stone. Oh yeah,
Yuvra.
gentle touch, make a stranger feel home.
Oh, you're a brother, Alma.
Heart she meet on the way, carry a spark.
Bless you, my brother. Paint, my sister, 81. MVP, get well, my brother, please. Yuvra, thank you for joining us. Carlos, love you, my brother. Glacier, see you soon. Sandra, Face, Uga, Dolly, my brother, Jonas, Terry, Roger, Daisy, Raymond, Norma, Glenn, BJ's, Peggy, John P loves you, Adrian, Joa, Monkey. Real Dave, you are number 1 today. Roger, you were number 2, and Jonas, number 3. See you soon, my friends, okay? Have a good one. Da, 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 da. John P loves ya.